Hello Crypto Finder crew, welcome back to another technical analysis video. Today I'm going to cover 3 coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum and Cardano. By the end of this video you will have a much better and clearer idea of what has happened in the market, what's going on in the market and what hopefully will happen in the market. Feel free to use the timestamps below, however I recommend you watch through them because they all interlink with each other, so it'll make more sense towards the end of the video. Now before we get started, I have to state that this is not financial advice because I am not a financial advisor and therefore I can't advise. But I am tracking the data and assessing it the way I understand it, and I'm just translating to you my thoughts. Let's get started with coin number 1, and that is ADA. Let's kick things off with moving averages. So I use the 20 and the 50. Obviously I use the 200, but that's probably going to be way down below. I'm hoping we're not going to be seeing that territory anytime soon. I'm currently on the 1-week time scale, and as you can see here, the 20 moving average was above the 50 for a long time until we saw the big downfall from September 2021 moving in the bearish direction. In January, we saw the 20 cross with the 50. Now this is an indicator that suggests to me it is time to get out. It is time to sell, and it is time to prepare for more bears to kick in. However, buying and selling based off just the moving average crosses is not a good idea. This suggests to me that we are either going to continue into the more bearish side or continue going sideways before we see them cross again into the upside. Now, I personally think we're looking more towards the upside, not to spread hopium, but for the following reason. Let's have a look at the RSI. For those of you who may not be familiar with RSI, in a nutshell, if the line goes above the 70 mark over here, that suggests that the market is very bullish and it's actually overbought, and that the market needs to take a chill pill, calm down before any further movements.
Telling me to calm down. Calm down.
By contrast, on the downside of it, below the 30 mark over here, that suggests that the market is oversold. And that means that the market has loads of room for the upside. Now, the RSI doesn't necessarily represent big moves like big bull runs or big drop-offs. As you can see here, when we saw that big bull run over here, it was over in the overbought area over here, but then that big drop over here actually on the chart represented some sideways action here, and it didn't actually drop by a lot. So why is the RSI so important? If we go back to when we first achieved the dollar mark on Cardano, this was a very important area. And as you can see, when we did achieve the first dollar mark, the RSI was up in the 95s. This is completely overbought. This is begging for a correction to the downside, and that's exactly what happened, although like I said, it went kind of sideways before it saw the next leg up. So this historic moment of the $1 area when we first achieved it was very significant because we're trading at that very $1 area right now. However, the RSI is on the flip side down in the area of oversold. Now that suggests to me that the market has more room to the upside than the downside. So now you're probably asking the question, are we going to see a big bull run because the RSI is at the bottom, or does that mean that it could go any further down? We could potentially be seeing quite a lot of sideways action for a long time around the $1, $1.2 mark. Mainly because, as I explained in the beginning of the video, the moving averages have crossed over here. And I am expecting these moving averages to sort of come apart from each other, go like this for a little while. This one's going to come down. They're going to maybe come close again, and then we'll see a cross happen somewhere in the future over here, like so. To be frank with you, I don't honestly think we're going to be seeing any explosive moves to the upside with Cardano anytime soon, but in the future, I certainly think we will be seeing the $10, $15 mark. If you haven't seen that, I've made a video up over there describing and explaining why I think we will reach the $15 mark with Cardano. Let's talk about the most important, Bitcoin, because as we know, Bitcoin sets the pace and leads all the other cryptocurrency along with it. So where are we with Bitcoin right now? Over here, we can see on the weekly chart, the current candle wicked and hit the 20 moving average over here, bounced off it and came right back down. As you can see, this 20 moving average is being tested now 3 times, 1, 2, and now again on this week's candle over here. What does this suggest to me? Are we seeing resistance on this general area off this line and the moving average? And does that mean that we're going to see more downside from here? Potentially, yes. Frankly, I think it is possible. I think it's possible that we'll be resisting on this line over here, and the RSI may go sort of up and then come back down, and I'm actually expecting the RSI to fall down into the oversold area down here below the 30 mark. So my conclusion for Bitcoin, equally to ADA, is that we are going to be seeing quite a lot of sideways action without any particularly large explosive moves to the upside or the downside. Now, before we move on to Ethereum, let me quickly show you a little tool that I like to use that basically repeats history. Now, we saw this huge explosive move recently on Bitcoin over here, and this suggests that maybe it's time for it to calm down a little bit. So if we take a part of the chart, let's say over here, which was quite calm, and copy that over to here, let's say we expand it a little bit this way, this is a sort of direction I personally would expect. I can see Bitcoin sort of coming back up a little bit, hitting this sort of resistance area, then fluctuating back down to correct down to this area, maybe the $30,000 mark once again. Then we might see another explosive move to the upside to the 50s. This could cause quite a lot of anticipation and hopium that this is the big next move, but it is possible that it will come crashing down to the $30,000 mark again. And this is the kind of fluctuation sideways that I'm talking about. Right, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum, similar story, huge explosive move, big correction to the downside. We can see a support line on the RSI over here. I've just drawn out the blue line. So this is where we've seen some resistance. So over here, where we saw it come wick down to the bottom over here, it bounced off the line, came back up. It's now tested it again on the RSI. Something important is going to happen on Ethereum over here. You can see that the moving averages are about to cross over here. Now, this is very important because we've seen the moving averages cross on ADA and Bitcoin, but not quite on Ethereum. So that's on the weekly chart. Obviously, the daily chart will have crossed multiple times. We're currently at that cross section right now again. But if we have a look on Ethereum on the daily chart, we can see that the 20 moving average crossed with the 50 over here, came below it to see that big correction down to the downside. We've tested that 50 moving average over here, right there. And we tested it again over here. And we're currently in that cross section again for the 50 and the 20 to cross. And if they do cross and the 20 starts to head up towards that side, maybe we could see a correction to the upside on Ethereum sometime soon. But this is the daily chart. Like I said, on the weekly chart, we're seeing a cross to the downside. So I wouldn't be expecting any upward moves anytime soon personally. Like I said, I think we are due for a big bull run only in a good half a year. That's realistically my prediction. Sorry if that's not what you hoped to hear today, but this is the reality. This is what I'm seeing on the charts and what I'm doing with it. So that's it for today's video. I hope that has been useful to you. Please stay vigilant, do your own research. Don't take this as financial advice. These are just my thoughts, what I think is going to happen in the market based off technical analysis and the general data. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.